What's up? I'm Bea and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me for another weekly decompression session. I hope you had a good week. I know that I did. It was very busy, but it was good and some interesting things happened over the past week and last weekend, so let's talk about it. First and foremost, this isn't even anything serious, but I gotta show you my coffee mug and my new phone case. I finally got a Casetify case. I'm not somebody who has a lot of phone cases or like switches them out on a regular basis. Typically whenever I buy one, I have that until I get a new phone. But a few weeks ago I had dropped my phone on the tile and it cracked the bottom of the case, so I was like, golden opportunity, because I've had that one for over a year and a half. And so I was just gonna keep it till I got a new phone, but it cracked, so I got an opportunity to try from Casetify, and I really like the phone case. I also got the little lanyard, I don't know what it's called, phone strap, and because it's customized, I don't know if you can read it, it has my last name on it, because it's customized, it took a while to get sent out. So that was a little bit of a pain having to wait for them to finish making it, but obviously I should have known. It's custom, so yeah, you're gonna have to wait. So I was just trying to be extra careful with my phone in the interim. But that was just something fun I wanted to show you. The first thing I actually want to talk about is that Bailey Sarian tweet that happened on the 1st, because I have some thoughts. Now, I'm sure most of you know who Bailey Sarian is. She does, murder, mystery, and Makeup Monday. She has the Dark History podcast. She does a lot of like true crime content, and she was tweeting a lot about, not a lot, but I had seen some tweets from her about like just loving Emily D. Baker and the Depp Heard trial and being super interested in watching it every day. And then on June 1st, she tweeted, "I'm actually sad this trial is coming to an end." And I just thought, yikes, that's a bad take. And a lot of people agreed. She ended up deleting the tweet, and then it's not there anymore, but she tweeted something else where it was just like, well, F me, or like, I'll go F myself now for having an opinion or for taking part in something that everybody else was watching. I guess I'm the only one who watched the trial. It was something along that vibe, and that's gone now. So she hasn't addressed it, and I don't think that this should be something where it's like a career ender for her. I would like it to be a perspective change for her, because it's like, it's a bad take, and now you're gonna double down on it and be like, oh, well, I guess I'm the only one who thought it, but F me, right? No. I think maybe the intent behind like being sad that the trial is coming to an end is that it became maybe part of your daily routine, and you enjoyed watching the live stream coverage and participating in conversations, and so you just got used to engaging in that content, and it became part of your routine and it became part of your norm. And so now that that's coming to an end, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna miss that community aspect of, maybe it was something along those lines. But to say that you're sad that a defamation trial regarding domestic abuse is coming to an end, it just sounds really insensitive. I don't know how to articulate this clearly, but it's like, the trial was about defamation, but it goes so much deeper. And so to be happy, like regardless of whether you're on Depp or Heard's side, like they've both claimed that they're victims of abuse. So whoever side you're on, whoever you want to win, you believe that they've been enduring, or in the past they endured violence and abuse from their romantic partner. And so you should want this to come to an end. You should want the person that you support to get justice, and you should want it to, just come to an end. You want there to be a resolution. You don't want that person to have to keep enduring opening up these old wounds and having to explain some of the worst days of their life. So I think that's why people were really upset, because it's like, you shouldn't really be taking joy in any part of this. It's kind of a weird take to say that you're sad that it's over, that like the person that you want to win no longer has to dive deep into themselves and dig out those rotten old memories. So that's just my thought on it, but you'll have to let me know what you think of it. Am I oversensitive? Because I feel like sometimes I am oversensitive, just because I'm like, wow, that could really hurt somebody's feelings to see that. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not involved in the trial in any way, shape, or form. But you know, it might hurt somebody else's feelings, or it might make somebody else feel like you don't take that sort of situation seriously. I'm always just kind of thinking about how do our words affect other people, and so that's why I wanted to talk about it. And before you ask me if I'm Team Johnny or Team Amber, I don't have a team. I watched maybe 1.5 videos on the entire trial, and there wasn't enough in that video to make me like go either way, because obviously they had an entire trial to discover all of the evidence and refute the evidence and see if they could call people out on lies. And so I have not watched the entire trial. I don't have a team. I don't know enough to have an opinion. And I think that's something that should be a lot more common, especially on the internet. It's people saying like, I don't know enough about that topic to have an opinion, so I will refrain from giving one, because I feel like we don't do it often enough. Maybe it's a point of pride thing where we all think that we all want to come off as if we're very educated and well-rounded and we all know these things, and you know, of course I can give you my opinion on this because I know all about it. I think that's a very ego-driven thing, and so I don't know, I would just like to see it more. I would like to see more people providing well-informed opinions than just kind of getting a few pieces of information and thinking that they can write a think piece on it. Anyway, this past weekend was pretty interesting. On Friday, we ended up going to the casino with one of my husband's friends because he was talking up the Mexican buffet that they have there. So he was like, come on, let's go get some tacos, let's go get some burritos. So we ended up doing that, and it was decent. I mean, we went at the end of the night, and so there were like 2 people working the buffet. One of them was super nice, super friendly, excited to make your taco, and then the other one was like, it's the end of the night. You know, like just that attitude of, man, I'm tired. And so they didn't really have a huge selection, but that's fine. I mean, I ate some tacos. It was a great time. My husband was the one who drove us down there, and so we were there for a few hours before we went to the buffet, and we gambled a little bit. I don't love gambling because I don't like losing money. It makes me like angry, and I know that about myself, so I will come with a 20 because I'm like, I'm okay losing $20. That's fine. I'll know that this is just the risk of playing the game, but I'm not a gambling hound because, again, it'll put me in a bad mood if I lose too much money. I'm not the one who's like, yeah, pull it again, hit it again, you know. I'll go pull money out of the ATM. Maybe in Vegas, but at an Arizona casino, no, I have my 20. I'm good to go. Ended up winning over $300. I think it was like $380 something on a slot machine, and so that was real exciting. But since my husband drove us there, he wasn't drinking. He had like a beer while we were walking around the casino floor, but he wasn't drinking. I'd had a few Trulies, and he asked me if I wanted to take a shot. And for me, I'm like, no, not by myself. I don't want to take a shot by myself. Shots are supposed to be fun. You cheers other people. I'm good. And he said, well, if I get a whiskey for our friend, like, he'll take one. And I was like, are you sure he'll take it? He told me, yes, of course. He loves Jack Daniels. Of course he'll take it. So we get me a shot of Tito's, shot of Jack for his friend, and we go over there, and he's like, I'm not taking a shot. I'm not doing that. Jack Daniels. Oh, that's gross. And Rick was like, I thought you liked Jack Daniels. And he was like, no, no. And so he wouldn't take it. And so Rick just pulls this random guy over and said, hey, you want a shot? And then this guy was with his wife, and they were at least in their 60s, maybe in their 70s. I'm not sure, but they were older, and so he agreed to take the shot. He liked it. The wife was thanking Rick because she's like, oh my God, he didn't even want to come, and now he's in such a good mood. Thank you. We're going to have a good night now. And so we go about our business, doing whatever, and maybe an hour and a half later, we run into them again. And so Rick's like, hey man, you want another shot? And he agreed. So we get the shots, come back, and the lady's just talking to us about like how we made their night and saying, you guys have such good energy. You're so sweet. And I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you. And then we go our separate ways. But then we run into them as they're leaving. And she says that she has to tell me something, but she can't tell me tonight. She has to tell me tomorrow. So she asks for my number. And I was like, okay, sure. So I give her my number. She texts me saying, hey, it's, you know, John and Jane. I like it. We give hugs. We say goodnight. And the entire night, I'm just wondering, I'm like, what is she going to tell me? What is that going to be? Because she said, I have to tell you this thing, and you're going to understand us a lot better. And in my head, I'm thinking, I've had maybe a total of 7 minutes of interaction with you. You seemed perfectly lovely in that entire time. What do I need to understand better about you? So the entire night, I'm just racking my brain. The next day, I wake up. I'm like, when am I going to get this text? When am I going to know? What's the interesting information? Lay it on me. I'm ready, ma'am. No text ever comes through. Still hasn't come through. Still, this entire week, nothing. And I want to just text her and be like, so, what was it you were going to tell me? But I don't know. I feel that that's a weird move. I want to know what it is. You know what they say, curiosity killed the cat, and it is confounding the bee, because I'm just always going to wonder what it was. I feel like it's going to be one of my life's great mysteries. You know, what did they have to tell us? What did that couple who took shots with us at the casino have to tell me so that I would understand? I don't know. But overall, it was a good night, other than the mystery. So, next day, woke up, cleaned the house, got ready for the day, had a therapy session, and then I went to a volunteer event at work. We have this event at my work that is for kids who are school age, like all the way up to seniors in high school, where they get an award at the end of the year, and then when you graduate you get like a cash prize and you get a backpack every year, and they do it at the end of the school year, and they give you school supplies, and it's at the Arizona Science Center, and so they get to like have free reign of the Science Center, run around, watch the shows, have fun, all that stuff. And so I volunteered for that, and that was a good time. It's my first volunteer event with the company that I work for, and it was interesting. But one thing that kind of threw me off is they said to come early, so like to help set up. They said, you know, come at this time, we have to set everything up, you know, that's the expectation. And in my head, I'm thinking about like literally setting things up, because my parents used to own a concession company, and so when we would do setup, it was tables, chairs, stanchions, putting up the canopies, like physical labor, manual labor of setting everything up. But then I got there, and they, of course, had a team. Like, why would they not? Why would there not be a team from the Science Center and from catering and from security that are taking care of all of those things? And so I just felt so bad waiting around, because I waited for probably at least a good 30 minutes before I was told to do anything. And I'm asking, like, is there anything I can help you out with? You need some help over here? Nothing. And so I just felt like I was in the way until I was finally assigned a job, which was taking backpacks out of boxes and putting them in piles. So a different version of setup than I had in my head, but overall it was good. It was a fun night. I got to meet people that I don't typically work with, and seeing all the kids was so cute. All the little kindergartners with their backpacks and their little brothers and sisters. That was fun. And of course, the older kids are cute too. I'm not trying to say that like little kids are cute, older kids are not, but I mean, you know, when you see like their little feet running behind their parents, it's cute. Super cute. All the older kids were really nice. They were well behaved. I was volunteering for 9th through 11th grade, and so I was kind of like, oh man, I wanted to be with the little ones. But the older kids were really nice. They were really respectful. You know, it's just, I don't get a lot of interaction with teenagers. I have a friend who has like preteen daughters, but in general, teenagers I don't have a lot of interaction with, and so it's cool to see how they behave in certain situations. It's cool to see them with their own style and how they choose to express themselves, but then how they're still super nice and super respectful. And of course, that's a generalization. But with the kids that I interacted with, I was just like, man, you guys are cool. You guys are cool kids. I sound about 1 billion years old saying that, but it's true. And then on Sunday, we watched the entire season 4 part 1 of Stranger Things, except for one episode which we'd already watched, but the entire rest of the season we watched. It was so good. I kind of wish we hadn't done it all in a day, because now we have to wait until July, and that's kind of hard. I'm like, I want to keep the story going, but it was really fun and relaxing to just have a day where that's all we did. Like, we got up, went to church, went to Costco, put the groceries away, we got in and out for lunch, and then entire rest of the day was just spent on the couch watching a show together. And it's nice because that's pretty much the only show that Rick and I agree on. He'll watch Bob's Burgers with me. He thinks it's funny, but as far as something that my husband likes to watch and is interested in watching, Stranger Things is pretty much the only show that we have in common. So it was just really nice to have a comfy, cozy cuddle day, watch Stranger Things. I love Eddie Munson. Like, I'm kind of obsessed. I love that character. Stranger Things does a really good job of introducing new characters to where it doesn't feel like they're forcing somebody on you, and it doesn't feel like they don't fit in or they're awkward as like a casting. All of that, I think they do a great job, and so big Eddie Munson fan. Also, I think I cried for the first time ever watching that show during, of course, the scene that everybody is obsessed over, the one with Sadie Sink, where Max is, you know, running from Vecna's lair, basically, through trying to get her mind into the real world, and she's like, I'm still here. I cried. I'm pretty sure that was the first time I've cried during Stranger Things, but I was like, oh, poor girl's just been through so much. So, got a little emotional. So yeah, big Eddie Munson fan. I want to know, if you watch Stranger Things, who's your favorite character? And it doesn't have to be a new one. It could be a reoccurring character. As far as people who have been on the show previously and are still there, I feel like probably Hopper is my favorite, just because you see like his inner turmoil and he's trying to overcome it, and the way he took in Elle and cared for her. You know, I'm like, oh, soft spot for the Hops. But those are my two favorite characters probably. I want to know who yours are. I'm thinking about doing a Stranger Things Halloween costume this year. I don't know who I would dress up as. That'll depend if Rick wants to dress up with me or not, because maybe we could be like Dustin and Steve. I'll be Dustin. I'll have the thinking cap on. We'll see. You know, who knows? Time will tell. But I'm already thinking about Halloween. I know it's a little bit early, but as soon as August hits, I feel like it's gonna start creeping up on us. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and the ball just starts rolling, and it's like nonstop until the end of the year. So I'm trying to be prepared. Fingers crossed. Last year we didn't do anything for Halloween. We went over to my parents' house and just hung out and like handed out candy and sat by the fire, which was fun. But usually we'll go to a party or like a bar or something, and we dress up in costume, but we didn't do that last year, so I feel like I kind of need to make up for it. So, also, if you have any Halloween costume ideas, suggestions, feel free to let me know. And if you know what you're gonna be and you want to share, please do, because I'm interested in that as well. But for now, that is all I've got. While you are leaving your Stranger Things thoughts, your Bailey Sarian thoughts, your Halloween thoughts down in the comments down below, maybe your theory on what that couple was gonna text me, you could leave that in the comments section. But while you were doing that, if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you're subscribed already, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.